What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome in to another episode of Box Breaks. Man, it is really, really, really raining hard in the area, and so getting here was a bit of a challenge. But we got here, kind of sliding in sideways, fixing to open up some Dominaria Remastered. Just so much fun just to open boxes and just share the experience with y'all. And so I hope you enjoy this. I hope you're enjoying the series that we're doing. And just ask that if you are, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. We're doing giveaways during our normal live streams every week on Tuesday and Thursday. Magic on Tuesdays. And then we also do another opening on Thursdays for Pokemon. Although, it feels like that has been drying up a little bit. Pokemon is, again, like a super, super hot commodity, so it's hard to keep in stock. And so, we may have to make Thursdays Pokemon, unless we don't have any to open, in which case, maybe we try some other stuff, maybe some Yu-Gi-Oh, maybe something, maybe some more Digimon, something like that. So, anyway, just a heads up on that. But we're going to jump in today. The water is high in the driveway today, but we are dry inside and ready to open some stuff. I have some business to get out of the way first, though. We have our winner from last week's video. By the way, the last week's video, if you've not checked it out, I called 3 of the hits in a row. It was crazy. And we pulled such good stuff. Like we pulled most of the highly sought after cards in the Dominaria Remastered set. I tried to figure it out. I didn't try super hard to figure it out. But what are the odds of one pulling the 3 cards that we pulled last week in succession? But what are the odds of calling that in succession? I mean, the odds have to be astronomical. They have to be way out there. But I don't know. I kind of half-heartedly attempted to try to figure out the odds, and it didn't. I lost interest pretty quick. But I bet they're astronomical. Anyway, so winner from last week. What's up, Alan? Good to see you. We are good. It's raining hard in the area, but we made it. There were several spots in a row where you had to get all the way over because the water was in the right, the lanes you normally drive in. So you had to go over into the turn lane and get around the water, but we're good. I did not need a boat to get home, but close. All right, so our winner this week from the folks that left comments in our video last Tuesday. So if you want to get in on it this week, go ahead and leave that comment. Drop a comment down below. If you're watching it after the fact, if you're not watching it during the live stream, leave a comment down there about what your favorite card was that we pulled. Here we go. You ready? Or any other comments you have. If you have some suggestions for ways we can make our stream better, man, I would love to hear those things. So here's our winner. The winner is Mrs. Kimberly. Congratulations. So the way we do this, we have some cards. We have white A, yellow B, and then we have A and B of green, red, orange, and blue. So if you just want to hit me up and in the Discord and let me know what you would like, which one of those you want, we'll make sure that you get that to you. You know what? I'm gonna add a bonus. I'm gonna throw a Gala Greeters box topper in there for you as well. So that'll come along with whatever else you pick. So congratulations on being the winner this week. That's awesome. Thanks for being a viewer that joins us on a regular basis. All right. Well, here is the box. Here are my scissors. There is the slice. We're going to jump in. So what's really cool about Dominaria Remastered, so we opened, the last thing we opened was a collector box, and that was one that I made the calls on. But you can literally get, there have been collector boxes where there was a lot of stuff you knew you couldn't get in a draft booster. However, in this draft booster, there's really only 2 things you can't get. You can't get the release card, which I don't think you can get in collector either. but you also cannot get a foil retro basic land. You can get a retro basic land, you just can't get a foil retro. And so, I don't know if that's a huge deal. I know those are highly sought after, but everything else in the set you can get. Now, here is our first pack. Sorry, our first stack O-Packs. Alright, let's jump in. Let's see what we get. It seems like we do always seem to find a way to pull good cards, which I'm really grateful for. Alright, here we go. Let me make sure I'm in frame. Alright. So we'll just kind of work our way through these. We're not going to spend a lot of time in the commons. There are some fairly good commons that are a lot of fun to use, especially if you're playing, limited, if you're doing drafts. There's so much good stuff in this set. There's a Recoil is your first uncommon. There's Sarah Angel, if you played along back in the day, you might remember that card. Gamekeeper. Saproling Symbiosis, that is the retro border version of that card. Very cool. There's our so you get a retro border, and then there's another one. There's a retro swamp. Very cool. Very good. I'm going to keep those kind of out. Keep the retro stuff out, as well as any of our rares that we pull. So, okay, very good. All right, so Saproling Symbiosis, not a powerhouse card, not something to write home about yet, but still a decent rare. Sees play in some Commander. Some Commander decks will enjoy having that card in their 99. There's Treva's Ruins. There is. Let me take my glasses off so I can read these a little bit better. Dodescapod. I'm assuming that's how you would say that. Fling Tongue Kavu. Ooh, nice. Arborea. Very cool. Very good card. Spirit Link. And another retro island. Man, it's kind of like what's going on around here. We're getting a lot of water. A lot of water. We're getting flooded with islands. Hopefully that is not an omen of things to come. Satan's Desire. Our first one. Man of War, that's one of those cards that's really fun to play. Good for those bounce decks where you want to bounce stuff back to your hand. Terror. Croesus' Catacombs. Dragon Whelp. Oh, there we go. Pashalix Mons. It's a rare. Oh, check that out. Nice. Tatiova. And then a retro Forest. Very good. So it's funny that the retro border cards, even the things that are like meh normally, if it's a retro border and it's a foil, it seems like it's really, really popular right now. That's fair. There's another water. There's another blue card. Peregrine Drake, another one of those that I've seen played in Commander. It's basically free. You play it and then you get to untap the 5 lands. So as long as you have the 5 lands, you get it for free. Chain Lightning. Crop Rotation. Ooh, I see a full art back here. Full art coming up. Last Chance. Nice. That is a sweet pull. Last Chance full art. Take an extra turn after this one. At the beginning of that turn's instep, you lose the game. So you better make sure that when you play it, you got it. Because if you don't win the game or have some way of deferring that effect, it's a GG. Maybe one of those things where you're just like, I just want this game to end. I don't care who wins. I just want it to be over with. Sometimes that happens in Commander from time to time, but you're just like, I'm going to play this card. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll win. Maybe I won't. But it'll be over. Rath the Awakener. Nice. Wow. That's a sweet looking retro border card. Got another Chain Lightning under our belt. There's a Montagne. So the retro stuff, there's a lot of retro feel in this set. What is it, like 27 sets are represented in this one set. So there's a lot of nostalgia. Improvised Armor. See a foily back here. Call the Herd. Divine Sacrament. Okay. All right. White Mane Lion. Another one of those things that helps you return stuff to your hand. Thieving Magpie. There's another plane. There's another retro land. So of the retro lands, I know it's funny, like you find people that have, like, this is my absolute favorite land. And then when they see it come out in retro, and then, oh, it's available in foil as well. Lands are a funny thing in Magic. Really, I guess the basic elements of a lot of the games are that way. Helm of Awakening. There's a rare. Ooh, there's a retro Peregrine Drake. That's pretty sweet. But like the basic things, like we were, my youngest and I were at a Pokemon event this last weekend up at Comix, and you get a pack for participating. Just thanks for coming out and playing. And Dylan opens his pack, and he has a water energy, but it's a foil. So it's a really, really cool foil. It has a special little insignia from being a Pokemon League card. And Felix, the guy who runs the place, said, hey, runs the event, he goes, hey, I would love to trade for that. And Dylan goes, okay. And so I think he ended up getting a electric energy, also foil. So he put that in his Pokemon, or his Pikachu deck. Ooh, here we go. Chainer Dementia Master. Wow, full art. Check that out. That is sweet. Very good. Dark Withering. There's an island. And so it's funny how, you know, even energy in Pokemon is that same way, where it's like people like a certain kind, or they collect a certain kind. I've seen binder pages just full of the same land. People derive joy from finding, you know, seeing cards that they remember. Maybe it triggers a good memory from the past, or, ooh, there's a good card. Swords to Plowshares, uncommon, 1-drop, but super powerful. Violet Keeper of the Flame. Ooh, check that out. Isolated Chapel, retro frame. That is nice. Pacifism. And there's an island. Yeah, Isolated Chapel is nice. That's one of the more highly sought after check lands in this set. So they call it check land because it checks to see if you have a plane or a swamp in play. And if it does, then it doesn't come into play tapped, which is nice. Those are pretty good. That's one of the cycles of, you know, dual lands that I really, really like. Because chances are, especially if you're playing some of the other dual lands that actually have the type, like if you're playing that kind of cards, it'll have both types on the card. Some of those dual lands do. Nantuko Shade, check it out, nice. Renewed Faith and a Plains. Alright, we're almost through our first stack. Alright. Phyrexian Ghoul. Cloud of Fairies. You know, it's a lot of fairies when it looks like a cloud. Duress. Duress. You never want to see Duress when you're playing. You're like, yes, I got the perfect opening hand. Somebody plays Duress and you're like, oh, come on. Are you serious? Sometimes they pick right. Sometimes they pick things that are really odd. Like, I don't understand why you picked that. And then I realized later that it's because the deck that they're playing, that card would have really affected their deck. And they weren't so much concerned about slowing down me as they were about getting rid of the things that would slow them down. So I get it. Makes sense. Phyrexian Scuda. Stroke of Genius. Target player draws X card. It's a very simple, straightforward card. Goblin Matron. Retro Forest. You guys are probably like, why in the world are you pulling out all the retro lands? Well, mainly because they're easy to pull out. And I don't want to have to go back and pull them out again afterwards. So this keeps me from going through the stack one additional time. Just do it while I'm at it. Orim's Thunder. Thunder. Icy Manipulator. Alright. I wish they'd have gone way back to like the original, the retro artwork for that card. Dark Withering. Lotus Blossom. Oh, dude, check that out. That's a retro bordered Lotus Blossom. That's pretty cool. Ichor Slick, and a Forest. I guess I could be pulling out the tokens while I'm at it too, but sometimes I am a walking contradiction. I'm doing it because of this. But I could also do this and achieve a similar result, but, well, counterspell. Alright, Scourge Protector, Wormfang Drake, Tatiova, Squirrel Nest, Congregate. Oh, check it out! Big Daddy. Enlightened Tutor. Should have called it, right? That was one of the cards I called in the last video. Little E.T. Nature's Lore. That is certainly something to phone home about. Oh, check that out. Retro Foil. I guarantee you that card has value, even though it's a white main lion. But it's a retro foil white main lion, which is pretty amazing. Alright. There we go. E.T., that's our first big hit out of this box. And that was the first pack out of that. I just realized I'd taken it out of the box without taking the whole stack out. So that was the first pack of our second stack. That's the middle stack, if you're keeping track. And I used to know people who would, they would keep track of what cards they pulled out of what location in the box, and they, in their head they were thinking, you know, if I go back later and I count down in the packs, that I'm probably going to pull something really good. I don't know if it ever worked. I don't remember it working out super well for those folks that were trying that. Some people absolutely believe in that. Like when you try to give them, like if they buy a pack and you hand it to them, they're like, no, I'll pick. It's like, okay, that's fair. Chainer's Edict. Nice. Full art. Uncommon. Into Saproling Symbiosis. It's our second one. That's a regular. The other one was a retro. Chainer's Edict is sweet. Retro, or not the retro, the full art is pretty awesome looking. It's very dark. It's like it forces your eye to one specific location of on the card in the artwork. So kind of neat how that works. Makes you wonder how much thought goes into the art, and it's how it works with the aesthetic of the card itself too. It's kind of a cool Saproling Symbiosis. Really, that's 3 of those. It's 2 in a row. Okay, all right. I'm not loving the Saproling Symbiosis run that we're on right now. Okay, so our very first card. All right, I'm gonna set those to the side. We're gonna have good thoughts about the Enlightened Tutor. Let's just think about the Enlightened Tutor, not the fact that we pulled 3 Saproling Symbiosis. We did pull a retro, so that's not too bad. But let's get something else. Let's go on a different trajectory here. There's a Storm Entity. There's Mishra's Factory. Oh, snap! Biggin! Big Daddy, Big Daddy, Big Daddy. Sneak Attack. Oh, my goodness. Great card. We've pulled this one other time. Last time we pulled this, it was a list card. It might have been Dominaria United that we pulled this as a list card. I'll have to go back and, I'm not going to, but if I want to, go back and look at the videos that we've done before. We pulled a Sneak Attack once before, and if I remember correctly, it went pretty quick. Which reminds me, if there's anything you see in this video, what's up, Eli? How many packs? So 36 packs come in a box of draft boosters. So it's like what boxes used to be back in the day. Like a lot of stuff to go through. We're about almost halfway through this box. But if you see anything, so Eli, anybody that's watching this video, if you see anything that you want, that's pretty cool. The Veiled Serpent looks just like he's part of the wave. Probably the point. If you see anything you want, for instance, if you've been looking for a Sneak Attack for your commander deck, or a Wrath of God. Destroy all creatures that cannot be regenerated, if you were thinking about that. But if you see anything that you want, hey, for instance, we have 3 Saproling Symbiosises that are available. Then, you can comment here and claim them. You can go to our Discord. Make sure you tag me at UTH Minister, and you should see me. It's easy to find me. I'm the guy that's is always posting links to YouTube videos. I think I've got a post in something called is it video YouTube promos. Opposition. I think I see a foil retro rare. Oh, Mythic Legacy Weapon foil retro. Woo! Wow. That is really cool looking. Wow. Big Daddy. Very, very good. All right, we're getting the hits now. Ever since we moved the, we got our sneak attack, we've got our legacy weapon, we got our enlightened tutor. I mean, we're hitting some big hits now. I mean, obviously the ET is the biggest at this point, but you know, we're moving beyond the Saproling Symbiosis run that we had. All right, let's go. Primal Boost. Auramancer. Deep Analysis. See something back here. Something full art. Absorb. That is really cool looking. Counter target spell, you gain 3 life. Nice. There's a Retro Duress. And a Retro Mountain. Yeah, the draft boxes are really, really fun. Especially if you can get a group of friends together. Buy a draft box, get a group of friends. Draft. Say, hey, you guys, I mean, either you have them pay in and, you know, you split the cost and they get to keep their stuff. Or you just say, hey, let's come draft and I get to keep all the stuff. Oh, Arcanus the Omnipotent. There's another commander card that's fun to play with. That's a retro. Very cool. Got a Veiled Serpent and a Swampy Swamp of the retro variety. We got about 4 packs in our middle stack left to go. Impulse. Spectral Links. Dedapult. Oh, check that out. Nice. Entomb. Again, 1 drop. This is a value card. 1 drop. Search your library for a card. Put that card into your graveyard and shuffle. Some of y'all might be thinking, why in the world would I want to put something into my graveyard? That doesn't make any sense. Well, decks that use this card also have ways of getting things back out of the graveyard. And usually a lot cheaper. So, pretty awesome. Guard's Verdict. Retro. Ooh, nice foil Mana War. Very cool. Believe it or not, Mana War, I think, was in one of my very first Commander decks. I was a big fan of Bant. I still am. Blue, white, green. But yeah, it was... Mana War was one of those cards. It was one of those cards that was kind of unexpected. Like, people are like, that's kind of a meh card. But then when you use it in a way, if you put it in a deck... Ooh, nice. Elvish Spirit Guide. Another one of those cards that... In retro, that card has actually some real value. Oh, Time Stretch. Mythic. That's a hit. Not bad, not bad. Wild Growth. But, yeah, so... It's one of those cards that you put in the deck and you put it in it's a correct environment. An environment that utilizes its ability well. It's actually a really fun card to play. It's a really useful card. Grape Shot. Speaking of that. Snap. Oh, snap. Wild Dogs. Chain Lightning. Flesh Reaver. Voice of All. Hate to see that when you're playing a monocolored deck. Voice of All has protection from the chosen color, so you can't block Voice of All then. And you can't target Voice of All. Crawl Space. No more than 2 creatures can attack you each combat. Renewed Faith. And a Retro Island. Last pack of the middle stack. Then we move on to our last stack, Magic. We're on box breaks, we don't mess with that little last pack Magic. We go big. Last stack Magic. Mesa Enchantress. If you're playing an Enchantress deck, that's a good card to have. Royal Assassin. There's a man. Not a retro border, but that card takes you back. Old school. Old school. Mind Stone. Fire Blast foil. That's pretty sweet. There's our retro planes. All right, so we're down to the last stack Opax. Let's see how we end up here. Let me put my retro lanes up there. Sorry, Lily. Covering up your face just a bit. Excuse me. Ginger ale. Everyone's favorite drink when you're on an airplane. For some reason. Or am I wrong? I seem to see so many people. Ginger ale, ginger ale, ginger ale, ginger ale. Does it just go really good with peanuts? Is that how that works? It's a good compliment. Frantic Search. Guard's Verdict. Wall of Junk. Decimate, destroy target artifact, target creature, target enchantment, and target land. There's a retro Sarah Angel. We're amassing a stack of cards to my left, making sure that I don't just randomly have a arm twitch and like knock it over. That would be not great. There you go. Elvish Aberration. He's such an aberration he can tap for 3 as opposed to Llanowar only tapping for 1. Alright. Fire Blast, Thran Golem. Oh, Lyra Dawnbringer. Very good. There's another mythic. Flying First Strike, Lifelink. Other angels you control get +1/+1 and have Lifelink. Angel Buff. Frantic Search Retro. Terror Foil. And Retro Mountain. Alright. I wonder how many mythics we have. I feel like we've had an inordinate amount of mythics. Used to be you get 4 or 5 and you were doing pretty good. I feel like we've had, maybe I'm misremembering, Overmaster. I know it's a red card, but the art kind of looks like Force of Will a little bit. Speaking of that was the 3rd card we pulled in our last video, and I actually called it by name. The other ones I was calling by type. I was calling out for tutors, so we pulled 2 tutors in a row. And I was like, you know, let's just go Force of Will. And I did. So, it was pretty awesome. Think we're going to do it again? Think we're going to pull a Force in this particular pack, now that I've said that? Terror. That'd be crazy if I did. High Tide. It's a sweet card. Battle Screech into a Forgotten Ancient. No. No Force of Will. That'd have been sweet though, right? Look, he did it again! How did he do it again? Man of War, Radiant Judgment. Some of these cards I look back and I don't remember that card at all. Triskelion. Not bad. Oh! Foil Enlightened Tutor. Okay, so that was our second Enlightened Tutor out of this box. First one was a regular. Was it a retro or was it a... I forget now. Where are you, Enlightened Tutor? No, it was a regular. It was a modern border. And there's the foil. I'll take it. So is this how it started last time? I think the last time I said we got a tutor, and I was like, you know what, let's just ask for another tutor. And then we went into a Force of Will. I don't have any illusions of recreating that moment. Crop rotation into Solkanar, the Swamp King. And nice, a retro High Tide. That's pretty cool. Solkanar. Still want to keep our Enlightened Tutors on top. Those are the big hits. You know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll take our Solkanar and put him there, and I'll put the Enlightened Tutor and the foil guy right there next door. Alright, I see a full art coming this way in this pack. I don't know what it is. I haven't memorized the full art yet. But it does look like it's in the rare slot, which means... it doesn't. It's right before. That's the last uncommon. What's throwing me off with this set is that they have full art uncommons. Into a Savine's Reclamation. And it's a retro border, which is pretty cool. I think I've pulled like 5 or 6 of those out of this set already, and that's only 2 draft boxes and a collector box. So, see another full art back there. I'm just going to assume it's an uncommon. But maybe not. Maybe not. Improvised Armor into... Oh, snap! It's not! Gauntlet of Power. Mythic. Full art. Wow. Thanos might be looking for his glove. That's what it looks like to me, kind of. It's very colorful, glovey kind of thing. That's right, glovey. I'm sure that's a word. We'll go back through our hits after we're done and just take a look. See everything that we've pulled this whole time. We won't have an obsessive search. There's a Savine's Reclamation into a Dragon Whelp, into a Sandstorm, into a Forest. That's a second Savine Reclamation. 6th or 7th one I've pulled, I think. Total in this set. Not today. It's 3 videos worth now. So our first video with Draft Boosters was actually a bonus breaks episode because we didn't get it in time to do our Tuesday opening with it. So, Sulfuric Vortex. Alright. Alright. That will do. That will do, donkey. Reminds me of Shrek when Shrek passed gas. He's like, maybe it's the brimstone. And they, what no brimstone? Then come on, no stone neither. Donkey. Anyway. Chainer's Edict into a Lavamancer. Looks awfully grim. Grim Lavamancer. Last pack magic. We had last stack magic as well. We've done really, really well. Here's the last pack. What are we going to pull? What is going to be in this pack? Nomad Decoy. Horseshoe Crab. The Prospector. Damping Spear? Sphere. Alright. Into Phantom Nishoba. Foil Goblin Matron. Retro. That's pretty cool. Alright. So, not to end on a downside. Here we go. Let's go through and check out all the cool stuff we pulled. Yep. That's, I think we have 2 Savine's Reclamations. Let's keep track of our mythics. There's the other Savine Reclamation. Skillion. Forgotten Ancient. Is that 2 Forgotten Ancients too? Dawnbringer, another mythic. Crawl Space. There's a Time Stretch mythic. Entomb. Great card. Arcanus. Absorb Full Art. Wrath of God. There's a Legacy Weapon. Mythic. Sneak Attack. Mythic. There's our Sapperling Symbiosis. Nearly a playset. Lotus Blossom. The Shade. Last Chance. So yeah, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 mythics. One of them is, no, 2 of them are full art. And one of them is a foil retro, and the other one is a retro without being foil. So I would say we did pretty good with this box. And that's not even including the 2 tutors. I mean, that would have been a decent box without the tutors. But the tutors just make it that much better. You know, I don't think I've seen a bad box with this set. Maybe you have, and I'm very, very sorry if you have and it was something you purchased. But I don't know that I've seen a bad box. This is a really, really cool set. Man, I hope you enjoyed opening packs with me and just checking out and seeing what's in these packs. And as always, all this stuff is going to be available at Comix Cafe. Some of this stuff will end up on our TCG player, but the priority is all this stuff is going to go back into store first. So if you're a local and you come into the shop, call dibs, come get this stuff. It is available for purchase. You may need a boat to get to the store today. I'm just kidding. You don't need a boat. The store is up on a hill. If you need a boat, there's bigger things to worry about than if you get a card. But stay safe out there. Stay dry. And maybe we'll see you next time on another episode of Box Breaks. Later.